Yo, boxing aficionados. What's up? What's going on? Hey, yo, check this out. It's that time of the week again. That's right. It's time for Top Rank Tuesdays. And what a wonderful, joyous, victorious weekend it was for the legendary company called Toprank. Not only did they put an L on yet another Eddie Hearn fighter, at this point, Eddie Hearn might as well call Matchroom PBC UK, but that's neither here nor there. Not only did they put an L on another Eddie Hearn fighter, they also managed to stage a wonderful match. What is that? Halfway across, clearly across the world, across the continent. This is Top Rank is doing some amazing stuff, and we're able to put on not one but two scintillating events in Japan. So, without further ado, let's start at the top. Shall we? Let's go right to Riyadh. Those wonderful cards in Riyadh, and let's go straight to the main event. I'm a little pressed for time. I wanted to put this out there right now. Yes. Another match, another great fight, another controversy, right? Because that's what boxing fans do. That's what boxing pundits do. And I see a common thread, right? A common thread that tells me that there is a bias against fighters who are perceived to be punchers. I think a lot of this controversy really stems from the fact that Bivol wasn't stopped. And I think that most people are giving Bivol a lot of credit just for going to 12 rounds. It's like, oh, BETERBIEV couldn't stop him. He won. I think really, I think that's what it was. Because I was just hearing this Chris Algieri go on and on, and people don't really recognize their own bias. And Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri, Shakur Stevenson saying that Bivol won. Why do you think those guys say that Bivol won? Right? Why do you think? Because they're saying that Bivol won because they identify more with the Bivol type. They're saying that Bivol won because they identify more with the Bivol type, right? The Chris Algieri who couldn't pop a grape, Paulie Malignaggi who had less power than Chris Algieri, and then there's Shakur Stevenson who can't seem to stand still and go face toe to toe with anyone that can come close to hurting him to save his life. So they see that mechanism of survival as viable, and they're going to identify with the Bivols and automatically not give credit to the BETERBIEV types. Well, you a knockout artist and you didn't knock him out, you won the fight. Basically, and I know that I'm exaggerating. I'm not saying that Bivol I'm not saying that it wasn't a close fight. Actually, I know it was a close fight. Actually, I picked Bivol to win in a decision for a lot of reasons. I thought that for that same reason, actually. Primarily, I thought that judges would see Bivol going to the 12th round and not really getting stopped or whatever, and he would get the credit for winning. And there's a lot of fighters that get a lot of credit for winning. If you're known as a defensive specialist, you usually get the nod in the round that there's no action taking place. And like I said, I want to truncate this video. So, but this fantasy, because there's a scorecard that was 116-12. Everybody's okay with a 115, 113 card, but if a 116, 112 card, now there's a robbery, now there's controversy, now there has to be an investigation into a judge. Was he from Chechnya? Was he from Poland? What is he doing? Is this somebody? It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And I'll tell you what. All these pundits that say that that these robberies are killing the sport. No. You know what's killing the sport? Is y'all boxing pundits calling everything a robbery. That's what's killing the sport. Because the casual fan, of which I'm one, I'm an unusual, filthy casual, as you guys all know. The casual fan sees that or hears that and say, oh, this guy got robbed, and boxing's always getting robbed, and this and that. The report could be just as easily as, if you're really objective, the report could be that this is a great fight. Great fight. What you saw was scientific methodology, boxing at the highest level, the highest grade, two masters, fighting at the highest level, tactical fight, and it was chess. It was what they call that guy, Bobby Fischer, against the Russian in a chess match. It was the American, it could have been, you could report on it like that. Ultra rich and talk up the sport rather than kill it by saying that everything is a damn robbery, man. It's ridiculous. I'm sick of the pundits, man. I'm sick of them all. All of them. Except maybe Steve Kim. He's all right, but not really. He's a fuck up too. Nah, I'm just kidding. Anyway, but yeah, man, it's ridiculous. Not everything is a damn robbery. Not everything is a robbery. Please, okay. What I saw again, I saw. This is where empathy comes in. This is where empathy comes. Instead of judging the judges by what you think and going whatever, why don't you for a minute just shut up and try to put yourself in the judges seat and say, well, why would a judge give it to BETERBIEV? Because he's coming forward. Because Bivol never controlled him. Bivol never controlled it. If you want to talk about ring generalship, you have to say that one fighter was able to control the other fighter's actions, and at no point did Bivol control BETERBIEV. End the story. By BETERBIEV coming forward, and as many times as Bivol's back hit the ropes and then slipped out, and as many times as BETERBIEV made Bivol reset, because there were times when Bivol was about to put it on BETERBIEV. It's true. He had the momentum, he had him measured, and he had landed a combo, and he was about to do his Bivol thing, and then BETERBIEV would reset. BETERBIEV would reset, and it would throw off Bivol's momentum. Those are the nuances that I saw, and I'm a casual fan. The reset that BETERBIEV, he wasn't a tank just coming forward. He would come forward and then take the little hop, skip, step back that he does that looks so pristine, and change his angle a bit, and then reset and come back when Bivol was about to get off. That's how. So is that not ring generalship? Pressure. He's about to come out, reset yourself and pressure him again. That's not ring control. That's not ring generalship. It's the bias out here is crazy, and we gotta call it out, man. We really, really do. Turn off the TVs. You gotta be. If you're a boxing fan, man, trust your gut instinct to detail to you what's going on. And a lot of boxing fans are knuckleheads. They go with whatever the TV guy says. For example, I believe that Teddy Atlas played a major role in why Terrence Crawford does not get any credit for beating Jeff Horn. Because Teddy Atlas saw Jeff Horn get in trouble about 2 or 3 rounds against Manny Pacquiao, and Teddy Atlas was dead set that this was a garbage fight, and Toprank was robbing the audiences and this and that. So he already was going into that fight with that mindset. And then when Manny Pacquiao got tossed around the ring, bleeding from his hand, was pressured and tossed around by this big oaf, Jeff Horn, he didn't give Jeff Horn any credit for doing that. Jeff Horn never touched the canvas against Manny Pacquiao. When the final bell rung, Jeff Horn, who was at home, right? At home in Australia, got the nod over Manny Pacquiao, and right away, Teddy Atlas called it a robbery. And then that was the storyline with Jeff Horn, that he's a bum and he just got robbed, and Manny Pacquiao, this and that, instead of what it really was. Manny Pacquiao took Jeff Horn lightly and then got tossed around the ring. And yes, he had moments, but not enough. And Jeff Horn never dropped. So you can see a pathway to why a judge would think that Jeff Horn won the fight. But you don't report it like that, because then you'd look stupid for having called this fight a crappy fight in the beginning. And so when Terrence Crawford comes along and puts the beat down on Jeff Horn, how he's going to get credit for beating, somebody you said was a bum and didn't deserve any credit for beating Manny Pacquiao? It robbed Terrence Crawford of a lot, I believe. And here we are today with BETERBIEV. Now, the good thing is that the rematch is coming. The rematch is coming. And this is the interesting part. So then Chris Algieri says in his rant and with this Dan Canobio guy, and then Dan Canobio, but you know what? As great as Bivol looked, I would pick BETERBIEV in a rematch. And this and that. And what does Chris Algieri says? Yeah, BETERBIEV in a rematch because, Bivol is going to have to start to do other strategies and this and that. So, you know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like, and this is the truth, would Bivol give BETERBIEV a rematch? Would Bivol fans want to see a rematch if the decision went the other way? So we established that it's a close fight, that it was razor thin. But I have a sneaking suspicion that the same boxing fans who call this a robbery and that it was a close fight or whatever wouldn't want to see a rematch if the decision had gone the other way. Both was a close fight, razor thin, but none of y'all would have given a BETERBIEV a rematch. And Bivol's people would not give BETERBIEV a rematch. They would start looking for Canelo and this and that and the other. Meanwhile, BETERBIEV would have gone saddle with the elm in a very close fight, coming off injury, right? Shaking off the rust for 3 or 4 rounds and then getting started. And now he wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to just implement who he was as a fighter in a rematch. And that's that bullshit, man. That's that bullshit that everybody's got to take a look at, all right? But enough of that fight. Let's move on to Japan. Like I said, I'm trying to truncate this video. Last 6 minutes on the Japanese thing. First of all, Takuma Inoue, he's a little brother, man. He's a little brother. And he can't fill his big brother's shoes. He ain't that guy. He ain't that guy. All the genes, all the power genes, all the, magnificent, all the genes that made, in the gene pool that made Inoue, the monster Inoue, and Naoya Inoue, he got all the good sperm. Basically, all the good sperm, all the genes went to Inoue, the making of Inoue. By the time Takuma Inoue was ingested, you know, what is that? Gestation, gested, right? You know what? Let me leave that alone. Anyway, so the gestation of Inoue's embryo, the egg, was devoid of any great genes. Bottom line, devoid. All the good genes went to Naoya Inoue. That's what it is. That's what it is. It is what it is. And you know what the shame about it is? That it would have been a great buildup to have gotten Takuma Inoue against Junto Nakatani on the way up to facing his brother, right? If Junto Nakatani were to have emerged victorious, which we all agree that probably would have been so, it would have been a revenge fight for the monster Inoue, avenging his little brother. You know, it would have been great, but it didn't happen. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Takuma Inoue's got to figure out what he's going to do with the rest of his career. Really? Because if you're not going to, I don't know, if I'm somebody's little brother, and I'm just, you know, I might, you know, go into promoting or managing or, yeah, like, I can't be playing second fiddle to him. Come on. In the same career? Nah. Let's do something else. Maybe take judo. Maybe go MMA. I don't know. Figure it out, baby. But find yourself your own lane. And then I want to go to Antonio Olascuagua. That's one of my favorite fighters, man. At the 5th fight of his career, he got knocked out. I tried to contact. Well, actually, I did contact somebody over at you know what? Whatever. I'm not gonna say that. But I talked about how, hey man, I wonder, like, yo, why did they put Antonio? The first time I saw him was against Kenshiro Teraji, right? Wasn't it? Yeah. I said he had, in his 5th professional fight, he fought Kenshiro Teraji. I'm like, why? And when I thought that Kenshiro was just taking on somebody with 5, and I thought it was, you know, a tune-up fight or whatever. You know, that's what I thought. The way Olascuagua performed, I was like, man, this guy has real talent. Why would they waste this guy with 5-0? Why would they do that to his career in his 5th fight? Put him up against a champion like Kenshiro Teraji, whatever. And what I was told by the person who I asked about, he said, you know, that Rudy Hernandez, they believe in him, and they know what they're doing, and that they don't find this to be a big deal, that loss to be a big deal in his career, that he'll get over it. And I didn't really understand at the time that Olascuagua actually went down 4 pounds to get that fight and see that and get that opportunity. But they must know what they doing, because here in his 8th fight, he's already a champion, and it's a shame that the Puerto Rican Jonathan Bomba Gonzalez. Bad look, man. Bad look. He did not represent the island of Puerto Rico very well, I think. You know, listen, again, I'm not going to judge. He says he didn't see at the eye. That's fine. But come on, we've all seen other fights. I think he got into that fight. He saw, wow, like, this dude has got tremendous pressure. I call Antonio Olascuagua amongst the most exciting fighters in boxing today. Case closed. And I was dying to see him do his thing again. Unfortunately, it ended up being the way. I want Antonio Olascuagua to fight the Bam Rodriguez. I want him to get into that mix. I'm going to get to Junto Nakatani. I'm just going to say this about Junto Nakatani. Very easy fight for him. The guy he fought clearly hard was Thailand. He was crazy. Come on, whatever. But I'll say this about Junto Nakatani to wrap it up. It was what it was. You saw how he ended that fight. Great, exciting fight. I'm going to say to Junto Nakatani, don't let anyone rush you to fight Naoya Inoue. Don't let anyone. First of all, I don't think he's ready for Naoya Inoue. I don't think he's ready for the monster. He does deliver great punches, but I see a lot of openings where the monster would take advantage of him. The monster has two-handed power. He has very good footwork. He's been in there against Daenerys. He's been in there against Marvin Tapales. He's been in there against Donaire. He's been in there against some real bad dudes. And Nakatani hasn't gotten there yet. What Nakatani needs to do is go for undisputed at 118, right? Do the 118 undisputed, get all those belts, then move up and see Naoya Inoue. Don't be rushed. And if you don't get to see Naoya Inoue at 22, so be it. See him at 126 eventually, because I see that his frame, Nakatani's frame, can go to 126 easily. So that's enough for me. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. This is Alexis Rumbero, a.k.a. The Filthy Casual, for Boxing Aficionados. You heard? Peace. If you like the video, like it, share it. Get it out there, man. Do a brother a favor, won't you? Peace. I'm out.